Twitter.
What's up, King?
Dude, I'm just reading a message from Mr. Beast on Threads. He's just tweeted, "Can I send someone $5,000?"
Oh, really?
Just imagine having so much money that
A random Saturday.
you just want to send someone random $5,000.
It's the goal, bro.
I,
That's
I,
the
I,
goal.
I give it 3 more months until you're at that point. Just
I
one day I see a tweet from Sebastian.
wish,
He's
bro.
like,
I wish. When you see me in Puerto Rico, bro, then you know. Then you know I made it.
dude, for real, that's a good spot to end up.
It is, bro. Dorado, Puerto Rico. That's where the Paul brothers live. It's nice, bro.
Uh-huh.
You got to go over there. Dorado, Puerto Rico. I'm telling you,
Well,
it's
he
where
needs
magic
to, we'll,
happens.
we'll all live in the same neighborhood. We'll get like a big,
Big cribs.
we'll just giant cribs.
I'm down, bro. I'm down.
Years.
I am down, bro.
Dude, but I just wanted to get on this call because not only did I keep seeing Simon post crap about you, bro, but I just kept hearing about like all of the wins.
Yeah.
So keep in mind that I've got a lot of people, like a lot of people that are coming through our pipeline into our group
Yeah.
that are wanting to break into remote sales. And it's super cool for them to get to hear like a situation where someone just dove in head first, made the jump, and totally crushed it, right? So it's like I thought we could spit some wisdom at him, mostly you, in just a short little call.
Yeah.
And tell me, just kind of recap your experience coming into it, and like especially since you got started with Simon, like how it just kind of took off.
Yeah, bro. I mean, obviously started out with you. You had the connections, and then jumped in with Simon. Um, yeah, like Simon being in the insurance space. I've heard about the insurance space a little bit before. Um, I all I knew about it was number one that the insurance space produces like the most millionaires out of any industry, and then two, I mean, I've heard just different things about different companies, and so. For me, I always know that like any business works. You can own a garbage truck business and you can make that into like a billion-dollar industry, like Alex Hormozy says. Um, and I think it's just your attitude and your activity into what you do. And so it was the same thing. Like I just fully decided that if I'm gonna jump into any space, especially the remote space, I was gonna put my entire effort in. And just learn from the best. And for me, I'm just like I'm a copy and paste guy. Like I'm not a creative at all. Like I can't. For me, I was like creating an idea, coming up with a company. That's not me, but I can copy and paste the shit out of anybody. And it was no different in the insurance space. Just seeing people kill it, seeing people make a ton of money, especially like young, like guys being 21, 22, 24, 26, like just young, killing shit.
Well, what would you say to people? Because the thing is people, especially in high ticket, they give insurance a bad rap. Like it's like, oh, it's scammy or insurance. Like so, the fact that there's so many killers that come out of insurance, like what would you tell those people that have a bad impression of
No,
insurance?
for sure. Because I see it. I definitely because I've hired people from insurance in my old business, and they don't really have the best experience at all either. And I definitely think it's the boat that they're in for sure. They always say like um, any boat really works, and for sure it works, but it's just the vehicle that you're getting in definitely determines your success as well. And the company, just Family First Life, is definitely, I mean, it's the number one insurance company in the world compared to a lot of companies because they put agents first. They start agents at a very high compensation. They start at 80% commission. Like 80% commission, other insurance companies is like top dog. But that's what entry level is 80%. And so that means that right away people can start making a ton of money just entry level, not focusing on a team, not building anything. And what happens with those other insurance companies or the experience that people have is people are working really, really hard, but their income doesn't equate to that, which
Yeah,
is what I hate the most. When people are putting an effort into something and just being promised some dream of what eventually will happen if you just keep putting in the work and keep putting the effort. like for sure think big, for sure think bigger picture. But at the end of the day, if somebody can't afford rent, then it doesn't really matter about 5 years from now. Like I need to worry about now. And so that's one thing I've been able to see, like, I mean, just in July, I don't know, I think I'm at like 20, 40, 60. I think I'm at like 60 or 70K, like in just July, just in submitted and submitted AP. And
What's the rip on that?
I mean, like just this week, maybe like 17, 18K in commission just for this week. I mean, this week's been my best week so far.
Yeah.
Um, and it's nothing crazy I'm doing. I'm not some crazy guy waking up at fucking 3 a.m. and going to bed at 2 a.m. It's just honestly, I'm working it just a little bit more than a 9 to 5.
The copy and paste thing that you talked about is huge because like Simon, like he does not just hire anyone, especially now, because like I've been working with him for a bit, and like you mentioned, the boat that you're in is huge, and in Simon's case, he runs a really elite team, and you had him as a leader to copy and paste what he's doing to get where you're at now, making 15 plus K a week at times, right? Having just killer weeks. So it's like anyone else watching this that kind of views themselves in the same way, like, I can work hard, I can copy and paste, but maybe I'm not super special. They can have that same experience if they just follow the process. And like a lot of people just think themselves out of it because they're just kind of like getting stuck in their mind. But
Yeah,
for you just dove in, you just rinse and repeat. You applied, and now
yeah,
you're receiving the rewards of that, and it's
yeah,
as
for
simple as
sure.
that. You know what I
And
mean?
it's definitely like it's just the thing about whenever people get into an industry, they expect to be paid like a pro, but they don't put in the hours that a pro does. And it's no different in business. It's no different in this industry. Like if you want to get paid like a pro, you gotta act like a pro. What does that mean? That means obsession. That means getting obsessed with the schedule, getting obsessed with the industry, getting obsessed with the day-to-day grind, getting obsessed with the little things. And with that obsession, it comes to fruition, the reward, and it's no different, to be honest. It's no different in what we do. If you focus on what you have to put in, if you focus on what other people are doing, and literally like legit, I literally started, learned what to do, how people were doing it, and that's all I did. Spend this much in leads, I spent it. Work these hours, I work them. Do this, I do that, and that's it. Because for me, it's like there's no ego. Like if you're better in a better position than me, I would be dumb not to listen and not to apply. And it's the exact same thing in whatever anybody does.
Yeah, and it's like I think the other reason why insurance gets a bad rap is because when people start first looking into it, they don't have the right connections. So there's all these vultures
Yeah,
at the surface who are just
yeah,
like picking off like kind of uh, uninformed, vulnerable reps trying to get into insurance. But Simon is kind of like one of the more hidden ones that provides actually an immense amount of value and can get people to be really successful. But you need the introduction to meet people like him, kind of
for
like, you
sure.
know what I
For
mean?
sure. I think number one is definitely the education, the system that somebody has in place that matters in terms of success. And then number two is just the compensation. Like, if I by myself put in effort, can I by myself make money? With a lot of these other insurance companies, it's focused on recruiting and building a team, and then eventually when you get to 100 people, then maybe we make some money. But it shouldn't be like that, especially not in the sales industry. The sales industry should be, if you work hard, if you put in the energy, put in the effort, you should get paid. And then building a team, you can obviously get way more on top of that. And that's why insurance companies get a bad rap, because they focus on the wrong things, versus the industry that we're in focuses on the sales rep, focuses on the agent, focuses on the person that's actually putting in the effort. They should be making the majority of their money. And that's what I love, because a lot of marketing companies, a lot of businesses, all this and that, they're focused on the manager and focused on the person that's just the head honcho, versus the 18-year-old kid that hustles hard and wants to do something great with his life, can come in, work 60 hours, and be earned the paycheck of somebody working 60 hours. And
Yeah.
it's no different.
Well, and what might be helpful too is like, can you just kind of give an overview of like working directly with Simon and what that experience was like and how he helped you get to where you're at now. Just
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean,
map it
yeah,
out.
for sure. Like the one thing I've always said is I don't want a personal trainer that's overweight teaching me how to get in shape. Because I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you can have all this knowledge, but if you can't, if you're not living the dream that I want to be living, if you're not doing the things that I should be doing, then to me it's you're just hypocritical and you're not a leader. A leader isn't somebody who tells somebody what to do. A leader is somebody who shows somebody what to do by their own actions. And that's Simon, bro, to a T. Like Simon, if Simon says you got to work this time to this time, like he's working this time to this time. If Simon says you got to be doing or learning this, then he's learning that. And he's somebody who's married with a kid and still putting in a lot more energy and time and effort than people who don't have nothing in their life to be focused on. And
Yeah.
and and honestly, that's the biggest thing because he just puts in the habits and the actions, and all I freaking do is literally just do exactly what he's doing, you know, and nothing crazy, nothing different.
Yeah, and that's why I chose to partner with him, and because imagine how many insurance guys would be thrilled to work with someone like me who can give them warm introductions. But I wasn't about to do that with just anybody. I was like super. Simon and I go way back, and I know that about him, everything you were just saying. So I trusted that even though insurance, at times, depending on who you're with, can be dicey, I knew that with him, it would be anyone who goes in and just followed him would be a winner, right? So, what did the first 2 weeks look like? Like when you got on with him, what did that process of getting in and like getting started look like?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously there's a learning curve to anything you're doing. So for me in the beginning, it was a big learning curve. I come from a sales background. I was super confident in terms of sales, but in any industry, it was just a learning curve. There's going to be a ton of rejection. There's going to be um, a ton of times when you're putting the effort and you're just not right away seeing the reward. But the biggest thing for me was whatever, especially more detailed, just getting on the phones and then hearing objections. And what I would do is, okay, I didn't know how to overcome that objection. Write it down in the beginning. And then what I do at the end of the day was, okay, this is what I got. This person said this. What would you say? I would say this. Okay, perfect. Write that down. This person said this. What would you do? The next time I got on the phones, I wasn't amazing, but I was a little bit better. It's like I don't know that guy with Andrew Tate. He's the white guy. He's buff. He's like work, 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 work. No results, but I'm a little bit better. Work, 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 work. No results, but I'm a little bit better. And then that's literally it. It's the do more now, get better later. A lot of people they get into an industry like, okay, I got to learn this and this and this. I was like, I'm gonna learn from just doing it, and that's what happens. You don't learn how to drive a car by reading about it, listening to your friend about it. No, you learn how to by driving it. No different. The way you're going to get better at doing these types of sales is just by making the calls, dialing the phones, talking to people, getting the objections down, learning how to overcome those, and just getting confident with that process. And that's all it is. Just repetition, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat.
Following the process. Yeah, dude. And it's like you've been at this for what, 2 or 3 months so
No,
far?
no. This is, I mean, for full time, July is my first full month.
So like you've only been at this full time for 1 month,
Yeah.
if that. And it's like you're already surpassing 15K weeks. So like what's the goal?
I mean, for me, like my main goal is I want to build an agency. Like I want to get to $1 million a month agency. Like that's the main goal for me. Like sales wise, is I want to hit Hall of Fame. It's 400,000 in a year. Obviously for me, I have a little bit leg up, a little bit leg down, whatever. Meaning that I started like in the middle. I'm starting in July, so I have, I don't know, 6 months to be able to hit 400K. And that's my main goal is to be able to hit 400,000 by the end of December. Because if I can do that, that means I can hit Hall of Fame. And that just means being able to be somebody who can produce $400,000 in annual premium in a year.
Good for you, man. Dude, I'm just like not only stoked out of my mind, but it's like for the people that are driven and hungry like you and they just need the right vehicle, like I wanted to do this not only to celebrate you and like everything that you're doing and building, but also that hopefully this speaks to someone who, if they just followed the process and did what you did, they can have that same outcome.
For
And
sure.
dude, even if it's like half of that, what you're doing, right? They're still making $10,000, $20,000 a month in take home commission. And that's like, for a lot of people, that's a huge win. That's a huge
Yeah, bro.
win.
Like even if somebody like even if somebody's going 3 grand a week in terms of commission, like that shit's not normal. Like people are not normally making that. Like take 3 grand a week. Like 3 grand a week is almost 150 grand a year. Like my old like previous like what I wanted to be a lawyer, and a lawyer average after law school, after paying $60,000 a year, 3 years, 180 grand in debt, the starting salary of a lawyer is 60, 70 grand. After 5, 6 years, maybe we get to 100. And it's like, and that's being doing what that's like being doing a good route, doing a good track, and so yeah, that's one thing I love, is because like even if you don't even if you aren't the greatest ever to do this, if you just follow the systems, like you're gonna be way better off, because at the end of the day, also like it's remote, like you work from anywhere. Like I wish I could show you my phone. Like I was at the pool with my girl and closed 2 sales, made I think 3 grand that day on the pool and the beach, like
It's like the dream.
shirt
Literally,
off,
yeah,
AirPods in, like it's insane. It's not normal, and so people gotta realize that. People think it's normal because they see it all the time on Instagram and social media, but in common life, like that shit's not normal. People aren't just doing that.
yeah,
Your uncle's not doing that. Your friends aren't doing it, and so that's one thing I love. And being able to go from Instagram and seeing these people doing it to now I'm doing it. Like, remember the first call with you, like talking about remote sales and like being into it, and now being able to like shit, like I'm here now, you know?
you're living it. You're living it,
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Well, dude, is there anything that I can do to be a resource to you, like as far as building out your agency, or anything that as we go forward, like just thinking about the rest of this year that comes to mind?
Yeah, bro. I mean, for sure. I mean, obviously, like whatever you have going on with Simon, like I would love to be a part of it too. Like, I'm
Because you guys are still working together. You guys are like you're a team,
yeah,
basically.
yeah,
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 right.
yeah. That's the guy. But yeah, bro. Anybody who wants to learn, anybody who wants to develop themselves, anybody who thinks they're a hustler and competitive and hardworking, um, I can definitely teach them the ropes and get done whatever they want to get done. You know.
Yeah, man. And one thing I appreciate about you too is just your integrity with everything. I've sensed that. I mean, even from our first call, I remember where I was when we first called, like the room I was in, and I was like, this is a stud. Like, this is the kind of guy that when I plug him in the right operation, whatever that ends up being, in this case it was Simon, I just knew I was like, he's gonna be a killer. So like, and that was pretty early with Closer launch too, like a while ago. So a lot has changed since then, and a lot of systems are more dialed, and we're helping a lot more people. But um, whoever watches this to the end and gets a sense for what potential lies here with Simon or you is like, I just hope that they have the same courage that you did to dive in and just apply and execute. You
For
know,
sure, bro. Yeah, for sure. And at the end of the day, like I love Alex Ramosi. He talks about all the time. Like he always says, any business adventure, it's like any business venture. It's what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is I put in all this work. I put in all this energy. I have the skill set. I have the knowledge, and then you just jump to another thing. Worst case scenario. You're just going to be further ahead than where you are right now. So
exactly. Dude, you're the freaking man. You got to tell me when you're out in Utah, and we're gonna go smoke a steak or something. We'll go skiing. We'll
let's
hit
get
a
it.
you and Simon. You come out here. We'll hit a fancy dinner downtown, and we'll like. It's just gonna be fun, man.
Easy
Like,
money. For sure, bro.
keep me posted.
I got
Keep
you.
keep keep me posted on the agency too. Obviously, we'll be in touch. I mean, I'm in touch with Simon a lot.
Yeah,
We're working on getting him just the kind of people, like-minded people.
for
So,
sure.
but really appreciate you hopping on the call, man. Any last wisdom for anyone
Um,
watching?
Yeah, bro. I mean, like I would say it again. The reason why you're even looking into a new opportunity is because you don't really like where you're at, or number two is you just feel like there's more, and there definitely is. There's more, And so I would just say like, just put that foot forward. It's scary at first, for sure, but the best things always are. At the other side of fear is the upgraded version of yourself. And so if you want to upgrade yourself and you want to upgrade where you're at and upgrade your situation, You just got to take that first step, which is uncomfortable, you know. So if you're feeling that, just go at it, and the universe definitely take care of you after that.
That's right. Just go after it. Cool, brother. I'll let you go. Like you're just a stud. I mean, I'm glad that we're connected still,
For sure,
even
bro.
with all your busy slinging deals left and right. So,
Yes, sir.
uh, keep me in the loop. We'll be in touch, okay, man? And once again, thanks for all you do. I really
I got you,
appreciate
bro.
you.
Anytime, bro. All right. You
Hey,
have a good
man.
one.
Be in
Peace.
touch. You too. Bye bye.